should know that these people have also been employed by the same organization that has employed you, so you need to have at least some amount of faith in their judgment. If there is some task that someone else should do, let them do it. Do not insist on taking it up just because you feel you can do a better job. The whole thing could actually backfire. You may not be able to finish that and your work would be left in limbo as well. 8. Keep time for your family and friends. Never immerse yourself in your work. Always remember that you are working for your family and yourself. Hence, give them due importance. Refrain from working on holidays and the weekends. Spend time with the family. Go out with your friends whenever you can. All these things really matter because they take your mind off work. When you revisit your work after such brief sojourns, you find that you can attack it with renewed vigor. 30. 9. Live a healthy lifestyle. Take care of your health. Go for a jog early morning, or at least get a treadmill. Leave only after having a healthy breakfast. Learning a good meditation technique such as yoga is also not a bad idea. Do not drink and smoke just because you are stressed at work. These can only give you a temporary boost. When their effect wears off, you will be feeling more despondent than ever. Avoid calorie-rich junk foods and pile up on those veggies instead. Have fresh fruit juice instead of coffee at work. Sip water throughout the day, it helps keep your metabolism in a good working condition. 10. Celebrate when you should, and don't just celebrate with your work people. If you have achieved some kind of victory at work, treat your family and friends. This gives you a sense of self-satisfaction. When you see your near and dear ones sharing in your victory, you feel that your achievement is not in vain. This also acts as a great motivating factor and you are able to tackle your next job with better enthusiasm. Keep these points in mind. Workplace stress is sapping everyone's mind at the moment, but you need to keep this demon away. Like with every other kind of stress, you should learn how to use the influence of stressors on your mind to bring about creative solutions. Do that, and workplace stress will become history for you. 31. Chapter 7, Dealing with Stress in Relationships. Synopsis. Relationships are strange things. If handled carefully, they can generate an untold amount of pleasure in your life. But if you stumble with them, they could spell disaster and stress. All the same, you can never do without relationships. We are social beings and we need to be around people. That is the reason we need relationships in our lives. However, relationships are bound to bring stress at some point or the other. It is for that reason that we should know how to deal with this stress. Keeping one up here can really make your life much better. 32. Dealing with stress in relationships. Relationship stress is the other most common form of stress in the world today, after workplace stress. You cannot do without relationships, but once you are in a relationship, you begin to understand that there is a great deal of stress in it. Even if your relationship is quite good on the face of it, there is always a possibility of some friction due to something or the other. This is what can build up the relationship stress in you. Dealing with relationship stress is not easy. You have to be careful about it at every time. The following are some things that can help you here. 1. First and foremost, understand that the person you are in a relationship with is also a human being. When you have those little squabbles between you, place yourself in their position and see. Maybe you would have reacted in a similar manner as well. And, even if you wouldn't have, remember that they are human beings and they also have their limitations. Just understanding this one fact can keep a lot of the relationship stress away. 2. Even before plunging into a relationship with anyone, you should ask yourself, why am I seeking a relationship with this person? The reason needs to be profound. If you are looking at the relationship for just fun and entertainment, then probably it is best not to get into the relationship in any way. If feelings come in the way, you are bound to get hurt. Enter into relationships only when you mean to fulfill them. There should be no ulterior motives for your relationship. 33. 3. One very important thing to remember is that you should not have high expectations from your relationship. At least, not in the initial stage when you are probably just trying to find out whether things will work between the two of you. You must allow nature to take its course and then see where you are headed. 4. Do not expect to change your partner. A lot of relationship-related stress is on account of that. People try to change each other. Remember that you fell in love with this person just as they were. If you change them, you may lose your attraction for them. Wants are deceptive, you feel like you want something, but when they are fulfilled, you may try to run away from them. 5. Do not let your emotions blind you. Be practical. This is the best way to avoid relationship stress. At every point in the relationship, think about what will work best for the two of you. Do not look at merely your selfish interests and do not pander to your partner's selfish interests as well. If you think well before your actions, you will be happier. 6. Work hard at maintaining the relationship. As far as possible, do not give cause for even the smallest complaint. You never know what might snowball into a big problem later. 7. Do not keep secrets. If you are communicative with your partner, there are high chances that they will be communicative as well. This always works between two people. When you are clear and transparent with each other, the cause for clashes are fewer. 34. 8. Talk about your relationship with each other. This is always a very good idea, and you should never procrastinate such discussions. What do you think is the future of your relationship? Where are the mistakes happening? What can each of you do to improve upon them? These are the things you should talk about. 9. Whenever an issue crops up, communicate with your partner. Do not keep things inside the heart. Instead of thinking how the other person will feel and being in turmoil throughout, it is better to come clean about what you feel and let them know the concerns you have. This is a much better solution, and when you know what they are thinking, your stress will be definitely much reduced. 10. Do not move too fast in your relationship and, at the same time, do not move too slowly. Look at the response of the other person and act accordingly. This way, you can be sure that you are doing things correctly. Use these ideas. More importantly, treat your relationship very cautiously and make sure not to make mistakes. Do not expect much from your partner. That way, whatever happens, you will take it in your stride. Being practical about your relationship is the best way to avoid stress in it. 35. Wrapping up stress comes in various forms, but it is up to us to recognize it and deal with it in the right manner. Throughout this book, I have laid emphasis on how you should not be fazed by stress. Instead, you should take it constructively and use its influence to deal with the factor that caused the stress in the first place. Stress can happen due to internal as well as external factors. Anything and any place could be a causative factor of stress. It can happen at work, it can happen in a relationship, it can also happen when you are sitting at home, doing nothing. You have to keep that in mind. You have to realize that the monster of stress will come in various forms and you will have to counter it at that moment. This ebook has given several ideas on how you can do that. But, what you should really take from this ebook are the various methods that help you lead a stress-free life forever. Improving your lifestyle is important, but you should pay attention to your health as well, especially your mental health. So, stress isn't all that it is cracked up to be. It is present in the world outside, and we have to tackle with it in the right manner. The best thing is that we can deal with stress. All it takes is the right knowledge and the right motivation to come out victorious from your stressful situation. 36.